फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, it's a double header day. First up, it was Gujarat Titans versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Gujarat Titans won that match by 7 wickets. Clinical performance by GT, especially the way Sudarshan and David Miller batted. It was really interesting to see how even Gujarat Titans bowlers, especially Mohit Sharma, bowled, because it felt at a point that, the team that SRH has, they can put up a big score, but today they got stars but couldn't capitalize on those stars, and eventually Gujarat Titans won the match by 7 wickets. But now it's going to be a big match, because it's going to be winless DC versus unbeaten CSK. Now, Rishabh Pant and team are hoping for a good win against CSK. They have won the toss. And now let's see how CSK will be looking forward to tackle this big challenge, because they have tackled all the challenges really well so far and they have been unbeaten in this tournament. Well, to talk more about the double header today, I have with me Network 18 Group Sports Editor Keshnivas Rao. Srini, welcome to the live. First up, double header day. It's always exciting to see a good Sunday with two matches. First, we saw GT and SRH, but quickly, let's talk about how do you see DC and CSK now. CSK, they have a really good balanced side. There's nothing that they don't have right now at the moment. But DC, they're struggling with a lot of problems. What DC can do today to change their result in that points table?
But you called it. I mean, CSK looks absolutely unstoppable. And it's mind blowing that the biggest name in the squad is not even like fully in action. We've not even seen him bat, nothing yet, and still the sides is just kind of brimming with confidence. So, what
Yeah.
does a team like Delhi Capitals need to do at this point? I don't know, nothing spectacular. I really wouldn't look at anything on that front. I would suggest that you do your basics right.
Hmm.
Basics like, first of all, putting those runs on board. I've been saying this. DC look like when they sit in the auction room, when the squad gets picked, and you look at the mayhem that is caused because every second guy is being picked by DC.
Yeah.
And then when the squad gets rounded up, and when it comes for the tournament, when the time comes for the tournament to happen, suddenly DC looks like a team all at sea, except
Yeah.
barring those 2 seasons, 2020 and 2021. This has been more or less the case with Delhi Capitals. I mean, obviously we'll go deeper into it, but right now what I want to see is just putting some runs on board. So I think that onus has to lie with David Warner, considering
Yeah.
that he's the biggest name in that batting lineup by a mile.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a team which has been wrecked on many fronts. They've got a beautiful fairy tale story, Rishabh Pant and all that. But outside of that, performances have to come on the table, and I think it needs to seriously. I think it needs to start with David Warner.
Well, actually, Srini, that's the whole issue with DC, right? They have only two good batters. I'm not saying that just two good batters. They have other batters as well who have the
Like like
capability and the skill
that
to perform well.
opening,
Yeah.
like that opening duo, like Mitch Marsh and David Warner. Like, they are obviously the most experienced batsmen in that squad. I mean, nobody else, adds a substance at that level. That's what I meant. So the onus has to lie there.
That's absolutely correct. I completely agree with you. In all the live sessions that I've done around DC, I've said the same thing, that Delhi Capitals is one such team that they really need to move forward when it comes to their 11, especially their opening is really good. Marsh and David Warner, but they can't win you all the matches in this tournament. But, we'll talk about this in detail once we'll also have Soumya Kapoor with us. Let's go a little back and talk about our day to day. We had GT versus SRH match. Let's have a look at SRH batters. Now, Srini, इस टीम में कोई भी ऐसा नाम नहीं है जो किसी भी दिन आपको सरप्राइज ना करे. ऐसा लगता है कि they can all come and they can make you go mad ki what are they doing, but unfortunately that didn't happen today. I was expecting again a high scoring match. Obviously I know that all those things can't happen again and again, the thing that happened against mi, but apart from good starts, nothing we saw from SRH.
So here is a pattern is beginning to emerge.
Hmm.
The real muscle, at least so far, what we've seen, the real muscle in this lineup lies between Head, Sharma, and Klassen, right?
Yeah,
Head and Sharma to give you that initial impetus, and Klassen to like kind of push things towards the end.
yeah.
Between these three, an average of two has to work for SRH to go hammer and tongs.
Hmm.
So today, they got restricted to 162, and
Hmm.
it shows Heinrich Klassen's 13 ball 24 has a lot to do with that. That same thing been 18 ball 48. I'm
Yeah,
just thinking aloud.
yeah,
That's where the bit of difference is. See, I mean, after Klassen, then it begins to. Although, by the way, I also believe that there is space for Washington Sundar to come ahead of all of these. I don't know why Washington is playing so low. He should be right
mm,
below Klassen. He's got the ability to go for the big shots. Pat Cummins has shown in the past that he can kind of go after the ball. So I don't know what is he doing coming at number 8 there. So that bit I couldn't understand. But right
yeah,
now, from the lineup that I've seen and the performances that I've seen, the buck where the batting goes seems to stop with Head, Sharma, and Klassen in that order. If these three have got going, SRHF look extremely good. And I think, but then you know what?
yeah,
Some marks to the Gujarat Titans bowling also. Like under Rashid Khan, they've got two more Afghanistani who like kind of trying to punch above their weight, Omarzai and Noor. And then, the surprise for me is Umesh. Remember, this is a squad that is missing two very, very important names where the bowling is concerned.
yeah,
Mohammad Shami, priceless bowler for Gujarat Titans. And then you have Hardik Pandya, who's not there. So two
yes,
very important names missing. And in
yeah,
comes Umesh Yadav, who, mind you, has a reputation to, spray.
true.
Umesh has got pace, no doubt about it. But how
Hmm.
many times has he been extremely disciplined? Which is
Yeah,
why I think his place in the 11 has not been consistent. And to see
hmm.
Umesh actually kind of, taking that responsibility, new ball responsibility in the GT lineup, that's pretty
Yeah,
heartening. And that attack is looking really big, really good. I mean, Mohit Sharma, I mean, and like this guy continues to surprise me with the tight line and length that he produces.
yeah,
Where he picks up for pace is the extreme discipline he brings to the table. So all in all, kudos to the way Gujarat Titans have bowled in this game,
yeah.
and they look like, honestly, I mean, alongside CSK right now to me, regardless of Pandya's absence, regardless of Shami not being there, looks like the most well-oiled squad in the tournament next to CSK.
I think both the teams, Shrini, when we're talking about the balance sides and, what they have in their 11 or the squad, I think both Gujarat Titans and Sunrisers Hyderabad, they both have that power. But the issue, with the Sunrisers is that I'm not too sure. They have a lot of batters whose batting style is pretty much similar. And today we saw that, they come, they go for big shots, and then there's a bit of a collapse that you see today also. Each and every batter of SRH side, they got a start, but they didn't capitalize on that, and that's why they just made some 160 odd runs. I have with me Soumya as well. Soumya, we were just talking about both the teams. Srini explained, what Gujarat Titans have, especially with two of the very important and crucial bowlers not being their side. One's obviously Shami and then Hardik Pandya, but still they have gotten them. We were just talking about Mohit, how brilliantly he bowled today, and obviously you have Rashid and Noor was also there in the team. But we couldn't talk much about Sai Sudarshan and David Miller. That over, Take us through that over of Mayank Markande with David Miller just smashed each and every ball out of the park.
See, we were waiting for David Miller to to show what he can do, right? And probably this was the perfect time. Why? Because they had lost a game जो जो बहुत ज्यादा मार्जिन से वो लोग हारे थे पिछला, जो वो
Yeah,
जीते मुंबई के अगेंस्ट, वो दैट वेंट डाउन टू द वायर, और उसके बाद वो समहाउ किसी तरीके से वो जीत गए, राइट?
yeah,
किसी की भी आप गलती करिए, कोई भी शॉट सिलेक्शन की आप ग्लिच निकालिए, दिस वाज अ गेम दैट ये जो टारगेट था यहाँ पे सबको चिप इन करना था. You talk about Shuman. Shuman was looking, for me, he was looking very good. Saha started off really well. Then Sudarshan, you know, what he has been doing for a lot of time now for GT. वो इनिंग को स्टिच करना एंड देन पुश द पैडल. उसके बाद वो मिलर की जो नॉक थी, that showed what he can do, and that is why he's such an important cog. ये जिस भी टीम में खेलते हैं, especially in this format, and
yeah.
I really felt bad because being a leg spinner, you
Hmm.
you tend to go for some runs, लेकिन वो जब ये मौका हो जाए ना, ऐसा मौका हो जाए जहां आपको पता है कि यार आपका ओवर इधर उधर हुआ है एंड द गेम इज गॉन, गेम इज डन, तो बुरा लगता है. बट अगेन what a knock, and really happy for Gujarat Titans and their fans. Yeah, very convincing,
Well,
because of the convincing victory, I would say.
yeah. One man must be really very happy, and that one is on screen. This is first IPL as captain. Things are going good for him, and I really love the way he speaks after a match. Obviously he has got skills and he bats really well, but he's just coming up with some great answers after the match, and I really love the way he accepts, that I'm still learning, and I am learning from everyone who comes to play against us, and the captaincy, it's very new, so I'm also learning from Ashish Nehra. All of
Yeah.
that stuff is so good coming from Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill also batted decently, but we were just hoping to see some big knock or big knocks from Shubman Gill. So let's just wait and watch what will happen. But now let's move our focus to DC versus CSK match. Now it's a new ground for both the teams. It's a home ground match for DC. It's their second home, and in Vizag this match has been played. Now, first up, I have 11 of Delhi Capitals. Now, this one's very interesting with the first name that I'm seeing in this 11, Srini. We were just waiting for this guy to come in 11, and here he is, Prithvi Shaw. He's been given a chance. What do you have to say? Happy to see this name in the 11?
Well, yeah, I mean, happy to see his name in the 11. Why not? But I would rather be happy to see him coming good. This is a format where he can take the bull by the horns. You know what? Like the perfect stroke player. I mean, this is the kind of format where a guy like Prithvi can excel. Okay. I mean, let's be very honest. He's not shown the right now. He's not really. He's shown a massive amount of talent, but he's
Hmm.
not really shown the discipline that requires for a top class international cricketer.
Yeah,
Right? He's not. I
yeah.
mean, that's been missing. So, as a comeback, if you are like looking to make your foray once again back to any kind of professional cricket, T20 is the best place to start because it doesn't really require you to give the kind of commitment that proper red ball cricket requires.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let's be very honest, Prithvi, needs to take baby steps in terms of coming back to that space.
Hmm.
And discipline is that one area that he. Are we doubting the talent that Prithvi Shaw is? No, we don't. We all know what kind of a talent Prithvi is. So it
Hmm.
is again the discipline and the related areas where he needs to kind of show more substance. So
Hmm.
it's a great opportunity for him. DC needs somebody top of the order. They really are missing out on some big India names. Obviously, Rishabh. One cannot expect too much from the boy. Like he's just about again making a comeback from a fairy tale comeback. So
Hmm.
it's a great opportunity for Prithvi to go out there and stand there and make himself be counted. He's a young guy. He's a beautiful stroke player, knows how to go for his shots. Everything works in his favor. He's got like I mean, the batting partner that he's going to walk out with is in many ways the just the kind of figurehead from where he could learn. David Warner. His entire career has been about controlling his temperament levels. And focusing. I mean, the guy was as brash as he could get in the prime of his career, and
Yeah.
see how he molded himself. Over a period of time, longevity began to matter to him. So Prithvi has a lot to learn from this guy and make the most of this opportunity. I mean, why not? He is talented.
Yeah.
So you would ask me if I'm happy to see him back. I would rather be happy to see him bat and get some runs, maybe.
Hmm.
Hmm. That's the most important thing, we talked about Prithvi Shaw in one of our previous live shows as well, and that was the same thing that we were discussing in that live that Srini just talked about right now. It was more or less the same. In fact, Taus was present in that live session, so he said that he's seen Prithvi quite closely playing for Mumbai, and what kind of a great talent he was, and perhaps he is, but you have to be consistent. You have to show it up. You can't
Hmm.
just be called a really great batter or a good cricketer just by playing one or two good knocks. You really need to be consistent. Also, your off the field temperament also matters a lot. That's what Taus was talking about, Prithvi Shaw. But okay, I think Shini has pretty much talked about Shaw. Let me tell everyone that there are two changes in DC's 11 today. Kuldeep's not there. Rishabh Pant said that he had a niggle. That's why Prithvi Shaw was included in the 11. And also Ishant Sharma is there. And Ricky Bhu is not playing. Now, Soumya, one thing about DC's 11, आई थिंक मैंने सारे शोज में पहले भी ये बात करी है कि इस 11 में आप किसी पर भी ऐसे निर्भर नहीं कर सकते. यू कांट बेट ऑन एनी प्लेयर कि यार ये खेलेगा ना तो आप पक्का अच्छा स्कोर मारोगे. श्रीनी और मैं थोड़ी देर पहले हम बात कर रहे थे आपके ज्वाइन करने से पहले दैट डेविड वार्नर एंड मार्श, दो प्लेयर्स पर इतनी ज्यादा निर्भर है ये टीम कि अगर वो नहीं खेलेंगे तो आगे आपकी टीम का कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. So that's a very, very big problem with Delhi Capitals. How they can improve that. Also, one more issue with Delhi Capitals is what
Hmm.
I feel that they don't back players. In last match, Ricky Bhui played just one ball. Obviously, that was a bad shot the way he got out. Today, he's not there in the 11. So,
Hmm.
there are a lot of issues. What TC can do today that they can at least register first win of IPL 2024.
नो ओके, अगर वो कुलदीप की जगह पे पृथ्वी शॉ को लाए हैं, ठीक है, एक इंडियन प्लेयर को अपने रिप्लेस करा, दैट्स ओके, जो भी है, जो भी
Hmm.
रीजन है. सो द पॉइंट हियर इज व्हाट आई वाज जस्ट लुकिंग एट द टू स्कोर कार्ड्स जो इससे पहले दो मैचेस हुए. द ओपनिंग स्टैंड हैजंट बीन दैट बिग between Warner and Marsh. Marsh has got quick starts, but
Yeah.
the stands haven't been that good. It's 30 and
Hmm.
39, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Marsh playing at number 3 is way more feasible, way more suited for them. I just feel that because he can be the aggressor if you want him. He can, if you lose an early wicket, he can come in and just stabilize the lineup. If I can have the lineup again, please.
Hmm.
And
Okay, I'll put it up
so
for you.
yeah, that gives a cushion to someone like a Prithvi Shaw alongside Warner to capitalize on the power play and
Yeah.
lay a foundation. If you, because both these batters can give you a 60-65 odd in the first six.
Hmm.
Prithvi
Hmm.
Shaw plus David Warner, and then
Yeah.
if you lose a wicket, you have a Mitchell Marsh, then a Rishabh Pant and Tristan Stubbs
Hmm.
to to play aggressively.
Hmm.
तो जो वो मार्श और वार्नर का जो ओपनिंग कॉम्बिनेशन है, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि वो उतना ज्यादा काम नहीं कर रहा था, इसलिए शॉ वापस आए हैं. एंड दिस इज अ गुड मूव, आई वुड
Hmm.
से. एंड देन अभिषेक पोरेल ने जिस तरीके से वो आकर इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर में जो उन्होंने बीच में पुश करा है रन रेट को, दैट हैज बीन अ प्लस फॉर देम.
Hmm.
So I guess having a Prithvi Shaw in that lineup is something at the top of the order, is something that gives a cushion to Mitchell Marsh to play, to have his natural game in.
Yeah.
This this is what my takeaway is.
Hmm. No, I think you're right. Yes, Srini, please go ahead.
No, he's right because see, DC cannot. I mean, DC cannot afford to risk Warner and Marsh together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they do that, the rest of the order becomes extremely fragile. Power play
Mm.
or not, no power play notwithstanding. For me,
Mm.
I don't really give much importance to the idea of power play here, because
Mm.
this is 20 overs of mad hitting. That's the format.
Yeah.
Power play or no power play, you still have to go out there and keep hitting.
Mm.
True.
And there, much as you go in with that kind of a mindset, you go in with that kind of an added risk. And with
Mm.
DC, if you look at this lineup, you remove Warner, remove Marsh, and then the batting order looks extremely fragile. Aksar comes in at what, number 6 right now
Mm.
in that lineup. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Mm.
that tells you more or less what is the depth of that batting order. uh,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know so that is why it becomes extremely important that Marsh doesn't open with Warner, because again,
Mm.
that the entire pressure is on Tristan alone, and
Yeah,
Mm.
he's
yeah,
a fellow.
yeah.
So that's where I think, Prithvi coming on top, March dropping one place. I think it's, but then it has to augur well only if
Mm.
Prithvi gets back to run. Else
Yeah.
this very change can prove to be more, dangerous, or rather, it
Mm.
can hurt DC all the more. If Prithvi ends
Mm.
up becoming a liability once again, it'll end
Yeah.
up hurting them more, because they
Mm.
Mm.
are taking that risk by giving him that position. So he needs
Mm.
to come good.
Mm. No, actually, because in last match against Rajasthan Royals, Warner and Tristan Stubbs were the only two batters from DC sides who crossed 40. So there it becomes a lot of it becomes a big issue that how will you form your 11, क्योंकि अब आपके पास डेविड वार्नर है, मिचेल मार्श है, ट्रिस्टन स्टब्स है. Now it has to be a case जहां पर पृथ्वी शॉ परफॉर्म करे. अगर पृथ्वी शॉ परफॉर्म नहीं करते हैं, again it will come to these three batters only. And what if there are a lot of what ifs in DC side, and that's the biggest problem with DC. What
Mm.
if Mitchell Marsh won't play big today? What if David Warner makes just 20 odd runs? What if Tristan Stubbs doesn't perform today? So a lot of those questions are there. और वहां पे डीसी हमेशा की उनकी दिक्कत है, वो इस सीजन की नहीं है, वो पिछले सीजन भी सेम थी. पिछले सीजन भी हमने देखा था, either it was David Warner or Mitch Marsh, and if not the openers, then Akshar Patel. अक्षर पटेल ने आपको पिछले साल मैचेस जिता दिए, बट आप अक्षर पटेल पे इतना प्रेशर नहीं डाल सकते बार बार कि वो आपको एंड में आके कुछ मैजिकल करके मैच जिताए. सो इट्स अ बिग प्रॉब्लम विद दिल्ली कैपिटल्स, एंड दे रियली नीड टू वर्क ऑन इट, स्पेशली इन टुडेज मैच, बिकॉज they are playing against unbeaten Chennai Super Kings.
क्या
Gaikwad.
लाइनअप है यार, क्या लाइनअप है यार ये.
Look at the names before you said kya lineup hai. Just look at the names: Gaikwad, Rachin Ravindra, Rahane, Daryl Mitchell, रविंद्र जडेजा, समीर रिजवी, MS धोनी. MS धोनी को तो अभी तक हमने देखा ही नहीं है बैट के साथ, श्रीनी. एंड दैट स्पीक्स लाउडर देन एनीथिंग कि क्या वो आपके टॉप 5 बैटर्स है, जो आपको MSD तो भी दिखाई नहीं रहे कि MSD कब आएंगे बैटिंग करने. Gaikwad and Rachin Ravindra. Srini, I can see both these guys on loop each and every day at any given time of the day. These two batters are so, so, so good. I mean, how brilliant these two are.
इसमें कॉन्वे अभी नहीं है.
कॉन्वे नहीं है.
Exactly.
And
और
also Shrinish, Shivam Dube will come in as the substitute.
Impact
As
player.
impact player.
वो भी आएगा.
तो no doubt about this. MSG तो ठीक है, MSG तो वो बिहाइंड द सीन्स इंस्पिरेशन है. वो फील्ड पे आके इतना, ये लाइनअप भी इतनी काफी है. इट इट see, the beauty about CSK is they are making Ajinkya belong there at number 3.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Any
Exactly.
other squad,
Yes.
then I've seen Ajinkya with Delhi, I've seen Ajinkya with RR, I've seen Ajinkya with KKR,
And my
I've seen Aju everywhere, and every time there was this, नहीं नहीं अज्जू ना, अज्जू मारेगा नहीं ना तो उसका फिर स्क्वाड में जगह नहीं बनता है अज्जू का. अज्जू मारेगा नहीं ना तो फिर अज्जू का जगह नहीं बनता. एंड यहाँ पे like CSK where अज्जू like a pride on the sleeve kind of a thing. That's a beauty. I mean, the way they back their talent to come good, and it's like good for Aju that he's 30 plus now. So like it all works very beautifully, and yeah, I mean the squad is pretty
You remember Srini? They
all
also got Pujara in one of the auctions. It was before
yeah,
this,
yeah.
before
But
this
that was
action.
more of a gesture, more of
Yeah,
CSK
gesture.
telling that
Yeah,
under Mr. Srinivasan that we value
mm,
Test cricket. Yeah.
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 So and let me tell you, two guys, in fact, who have really impressed me with their debuts as captain is Rutu and Gill. I mean, Suramya was talking
Mm,
about Gill Shubman a while back.
mm,
Both of them have made their presence felt. You can see, I've been watching these matches on the screen, and Rutu and Shubman both are visible. They like, that they're around, when decisions are being taken. So that's a pretty good sign. And well, as I said, they start absolute favorites. They are
mm.
favorites for the tournament. They are favorites for this game. I mean, they've looked good every time they've walked out. What else can I say?
Yeah.
Well, that's right. And even if I want to pick up a loophole in
See,
this team, I really can't. I really struggle to find any loophole in this team.
I just draw another quick connotation. You
Yeah.
know, Look at the Gujarat Titans lineup with Rashid Khan being a central figure. You have an Omar Zai, you have a Noor. You look at the
Mm,
influx of the Afghanistan cricketers who are in there. You look at this CSK.
Yeah.
You look at the influx of New Zealanders here, thanks to Stephen Fleming.
mm,
You have a Rachin, you have a Conway, you have a Mitchell. You have that with squads that don't are actually struggling. You see what kind of an influence a captain or a coach have probably had on their playing 11 or 15. What
mm.
kind of, because I'm coming from somewhere, so I'm coming from some kind of a conviction. I'm coming with some kind of a conviction, and explaining to my team management, look, you know what, I believe in this player. I've seen this player back in my country. I know what he can do. I know his mindset. Let's
Yeah.
back him. Which is what it shows when you have a New Zealander like Rachin Ravindra, New Zealander like Mitchell, a New Zealander like Conway, or an Afghanistani like Omar Zai. Where Rashid is coming and telling that Gujarati management, like, what, I trust this guy, give him to me, I will get the job done. वो
Right.
आपको जिस टीम में नहीं दिख रहा है, वहां ऑटोमेटिकली आपको स्ट्रगल थोड़ी बहुत दिख रही है. आई डोंट नो टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट दिस माइट ट्रू, बट यस, देयर इज दिस फैक्टर टू
Mm.
कंसिडर.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And one more thing,
Familiarity.
what I'm liking about CSK and the probably the fan and the social media thing, no, वो जो हमें लग रहा था ना कि यार एक मैच जीतेगा तो सारा जैसे धोनी को क्रेडिट ज्यादा, वो सब नहीं हो रहा. इट्स अबाउट
Exactly.
ऋतुराज गायकवाड द कैप्टन. इट इज अबाउट सीएसके ने उस तरीके से ये बिल्डअप हुआ है कि वो क्रेडिट ऋतुराज के पास ही है, व्हिच इज अ गुड थिंग गोइंग
Hmm.
फॉरवर्ड.
नहीं, यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे आई मीन, आई डोंट वांट टू टेक नेम्स, आई डोंट वांट टू काइंड ऑफ मेक दिस एनी बिट कंट्रोवर्शियल, बट यहाँ पे आपको दिखता है जो फैन बेस है ना, वो फैन बेस जो एक एमएसडी, ऑब्वियसली एमएसडी इज द फिगर हेड ऑफ द फ्रैंचाइज, बट वहाँ
Hmm.
मेच्योरिटी आपको फैन बेस की दिखती है कि फ्रैंचाइज ने डिसाइड किया है.
Yeah.
अभी रविंद्र जडेजा को जब सीएसके ने कैप्टन बनाया था, एंड थिंग्स डिड नॉट गो द वे दे हैड परसीव्ड, the CSK fan guys didn't go after Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah,
ट्रू,
yeah.
ट्रू.
They respected where things are coming. So this shows what a natural fan base is and what a paid fan base is. So I mean, let's not get
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is also true. Yeah, that's also true.
yeah.
Also, Soumya, if we are
Hmm.
talking about Chennai Super Kings, अभी fan base के बारे में बात हुआ कि कैसे respect दे रहे हैं fans ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ को भी. I think बहुत टाइम से ये एक जो टॉपिक है चला है कि अगर एमएसडी नहीं तो कौन. ये काफी सालों से, अभी मैं एक रील देख रही थी 2019 में, उनसे सबसे पहले संजय मांजरेकर ने ये पूछा था, तो एमएसडी ने बोला कि नॉट येट, देन डेफिनेटली नॉट गॉट फेमस सो मच. लास्ट ईयर ही सेड दैट आई वांट टू प्ले इट फॉर चेन्नई. सो 2019 से लेकर 2024 तक ये चलता आया है, जहां पर ये कहीं ना कहीं बैक ऑफ द माइंड आपके रहा है कि एमएसडी के बाद कोई और होने वाला है. दिस टाइम अराउंड व्हेन वी ऑल गॉट टू नो दैट पोस्ट फ्रॉम सीएसके वेयर इट वाज मेंशन्ड दैट एमएसडी हैज
Backton
हैंडेड
has
ओवर.
been. handed over that thing.
Handed over the captaincy to Ruturaj Gaikwad. I think people appreciated that post a lot. People also loved the way it was put out, because it wasn't something like Ruturaj Gaikwad has been named the new captain of Chennai Super Kings, because Chennai as a city is very well associated with the MSD and the Chennai Super Kings. So I think there's a lot of love and there is a lot of respect for the whole team as well. But as we were just talking about the team, and we have two youngsters on our screen, I think these two have been terrific throughout the season. But we have some other players as well. Soumya, you had a chance to speak to Sameer Rizvi's coach a few months back, and
Yeah.
in the last live session when Sameer Rizvi smashed those two sixes, we'll wrap it up quickly, but because that was interesting, so I'll put it up here in this live as well. Sameer Rizvi, so you talked to his coach, and then after the match we saw how his family was so excited, and they said in a video, in a viral video, कि वो कह के गया था कि पहली बॉल पर छक्का लगाकर आएगा. The whole journey, how you sum it up? I mean, it's so inspiring and so magical.
He's 20, okay, he's 20 plus. और
हाँ.
जो इनके कोच हैं, कम his uncle, basically his mom's brother, okay, वो उन्होंने मेरे को बताया ये लड़का 15-16 साल से क्रिकेट खेल रहा है. अब 20 साल का लड़का का 15 साल से क्रिकेट खेल रहा है तो उसने खेलना कब शुरू करा होगा? Just imagine that. And this guy has got a reach. मतलब यूपी T20 आप उठा के देखो यार, मजा आ जाता है इसकी बैटिंग देख के. And what a story, comes from a very humble background. Dad का business था, due to the health issues वो थोड़ा सा up down हुआ. Mom is a housewife, responsibility है, and he's taking that up very nicely. And I asked him कि भाई इतने बड़े amount का क्या करने वाला है? Like his coach was like, boss, he's not even talking about that. उसका सिर्फ एक फोकस है, उसको अभी CSK में चांस मिलता है वहां परफॉर्म करना, and his ultimate goal is to take that India cap. पैसा वैसा आता रहेगा. So that this is what I love about these interactions. And categorically एक मेरे को बात बोली गई कि सर बहुत डाउन टू अर्थ लड़का है. That's it. डाउन टू अर्थ लड़का है, लेकिन राशिद खान को छक्का मारता है पहली बॉल. That's how I sum it up.
Well, yes, I really can't get over that smile on MSD's face when he saw that first six from Sameer Rizvi's bat, and he was smiling there in the dressing room. Some really great visuals from that match. But summing it up quickly, we talked about Chennai Super Kings batters, what batting power they have, and if we have to go down their order, then obviously they have Deepak Chahar. He's been looking good so far, and he'll be aiming to be fit throughout this IPL, and then can participate in other tournaments.
He needs to look really good, yaar. He needs to be very good. वो जो movement, he is not able to control that. That is the problem I have with him.
He is. It seems there are some moments in games, in the previous games that happened. There were some moments where he was just looking for that form. He was just looking for that thing that he used to have. But apart from Deepak Chahar, we have some interesting bowlers as well. Tushar Deshpande, Matisha Pathirana is there in the 11. These two bowlers, everybody knows what they did in the last season. Tushar Deshpande still struggles with a lot of wides and extra runs. I just hope that he improves on that front. But there is a lot of fizz in this team. So we're just hoping, Mustafizur Rahman to do his magic as Chennai Super Kings.
Back of the hand balls, back of the hand deliveries and the slower ones.
I really can't forget the story. The guy was stretchered a week before just the IPL. He came to play in the first match, took those 4 wickets. Oh my God, that was exceptional from Chennai Super Kings. But yes, today is the match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings. DC are really in search of first win in this IPL, where Chennai Super Kings are really looking forward to continue their winning momentum. And earlier in the day, we saw how Gujarat Titans won and defeated Sunrisers Hyderabad by 7 wickets. Great work from GT batters, especially Sai Sudarshan and David Miller. Shubman Gill was very happy as a captain. Well, that's that from today's live session. It was post-match of GT versus SRH and pre-match of DC versus CSK. Thank you so much, Srini and Soumya. We'll see you post-match.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।